Hello,
Okay.
everyone, and welcome. It's great to have you with us today. Okay, I can see that people are still joining, so let's give everyone another minute to settle in. Okay, I think we can get started. Okay, for anyone I haven't met before, I'm Saurabh Pancholi, Integration Director at Accelirate. I specialize in enterprise integration using MuleSoft, particularly API connectivity and agentic integration. I'm really excited to be here today and to share what we have been working on with all of you. For those of you who has joined us uh, in our previous webinar also, welcome back. And for those joining us for the first time, welcome. It's great to have you here. And don't worry, you don't need to have attended the previous sessions to follow today's discussion. Let me quickly start why we are here. Okay. So in our last webinar, we demonstrated how the flow agent which we created specifically for MuleSoft, okay, helps MuleSoft teams build integration API faster while applying the right development standards from the very beginning. Today, we are taking that conversation one step ahead because building and deploying an API is only one part of a journey. Okay, the real question is what happens after the API goes into the production. What happens when something breaks? What happens when an error occurs over the weekend and nobody knows about it until a customer calls on Monday morning? That's the challenge we are going to focus on today. And I'm hopeful that most of you are facing this issue right now. Okay. So this session is all about shield agent. Okay. An excellent approach to integration operations. We'll show you how it continuously monitors integration, intelligently identifies different types of error, and helps automate the remediation process. And we are not going to explain only through slide. We'll actually create real errors during the demo and show you how this shield agent responds to each and every one of them. Okay. As we go through the session, please feel free to add your questions in the chat. Our team will keep an eye on them and will take up as many as possible towards the end of the session. Okay. So let's start with the introduction of the team first. Okay. Aditya, over to you.
Thanks, sir. So, hi everyone. I am Aditya, Senior Associate at Accelirate. I work mainly in MuleSoft integration and agentic AI development, and both the flow agent and the shield agent are the things I use actual project work. So, today I will be sharing some real scenarios I have dealt with, particularly how we handle the business error and what that look in the practice. So, good to be here.
Thanks, Aditya. And Anuma,
Uh,
please introduce yourself.
yes. Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Anoma Mambade, and I'm a senior associate at Accelerate. I focus on designing, developing, and supporting enterprise integration solutions using MuleSoft. So, having spent some time firsthand managing the runtime incidents, I've seen how Shield Agent transforms the daily ops. And today we'll be demonstrating how it autonomously detects, classifies, and resolves errors in real time before they impact your business.
Wonderful. Thank you, Anuma. All right, let's get into it. Okay, we'll just begin with a quick look back at what we have covered in our previous session. Okay, so before we get into the seal agent, let's take a minute to set the context. Oh, context. Hi. Aditya, you were part of our first webinar, and you have also been using this flow agent in your project work. For anyone who may be hearing about this for the first time, can you give us a quick overview of what flow agent is and what it does?
Sure, Saurabh. So Flow Agent is the VS Code extension purposely built for the MuleSoft development. You describe your API in the plain language and it generates the production-ready MuleSoft project. RAML specification, Mule flows, data view transforms, error handling, units directly into your workspace. A few things that make it different, which is the plan and the act mode. You agree on design before making a single decision. Single file is getting written. RAML publishing directly in the Anypoint Design Center in one click. You can attach the file to the context window to give the agent more about your project. And the documentation generation part, LLD document, mapping sheet, all from the same session we can create it. Talking about the surgical correction, if something need to be changed, only that relevant file get touched, everything else stay untouched. It gives team 70% of development time that usually go for the repetitive tasks, which as scaffolding, rammer generation.
Thanks, Aditya. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
You have both using Flow Agent in actual project work. So let's make it a little more practical. Okay. So Aditya, from your experience, how has it helped you in your day-to-day development work?
For me, Saurabh, it's been about the correctness. The structure is right, the rammer passes endpoint validator, the routing is wired correctly, standards apply consistently every time. Not something that slip when we are moving fast. So I'm not fixing the structural errors during the review.
That's a good point, especially around getting the structure and standard right from the start.
Right.
Anuma, how has the experience been from your side?
So, sort for me, it's the speed. Like the scaffolding that used to take hours, like it's done in minutes, and that same time goes back into the actual integration logic, like for the transformation rules or the edge cases. So the things that actually need your attention more. So the development pace is significantly different.
So really, it comes down to two things: correctness and speed. That's exactly what Flow Agent was designed to improve. But today we are focusing on what happens after the application has been developed and deployed. Because once an API moves into the production, a complete different set of challenges begins. Let's look at some of those challenges now. Let's talk about some of the real operation challenges that integration teams face once their APIs are running in production. And rather than discussing this only as a concept, I would like to hear from Aditya and Anuma based on situations they have actually experienced. Anuma, let's start with the first challenge. When something goes wrong in production, right? How does the team usually find out, and what does that situation look like in practice?
So it's mostly reactive operations, right? That's the honest answer. In production, an error can occur on the weekend, on a public holiday, or even in the night shift, right? And the team doesn't usually know about it immediately. There's a delay. Sometimes it's few hours, and sometimes it's longer than that. And most times, the way we find out is not from monitoring, but from the client call. By that point, the impact has already happened, and we are just playing catch up.
I totally agree. So team is always reacting after the issue has already happened, and by the time somebody becomes
Right.
aware of it, the customer or the business may already have been affected. Okay, Aditya, let's
That's
move
true.
to the second challenge. Once an error has been reported, right? What is the first major challenge for the technical team?
So the main issue is identifying what kind of error actually it is. That sounds simple, but it is not. When something breaks the integration, the first question is always, is this the code issue that we need to fix, or is this is a business error where problem is from the client side, bad data coming in from the UI side, or the downstream system sending the incorrect data. So triaging that actually takes time. You are reading the logs, following the flow, trying to figure out who owns it, and while you are doing this, the integration is completely down and or producing the bad data.
Exactly. Even understanding whether it's a technical issue or business issue can take significant time. And
Right.
while the team is investigating, oh, the integration may still be unavailable or producing incorrect data. Oh my God.
Right.
Anuma, okay, let's talk about what happens after the team confirms that a fix is required. What kind of pressure does the team face at that point?
Oh, it is war rooms. That's what it looked like. Everyone gets pulled in, the leads, the developers, sometimes even the management. And the pressure to fix immediately leads to more mistakes. So branches are created inconsistently, reviews are skipped because there's no time, and sometimes the rush fixes makes the things more worse. You have to roll back, which creates another incident on top of the first one, and the pressure in the moment breaks the process.
Yes, and that's something many teams will probably recognize. Under the pressure, the normal process starts to break down. Like reviews get skipped, shortcuts are taken, and sometimes the rush fix creates another problem. Aditya, let's bring in the fourth challenge. Most organizations already have some kind of monitoring platform. Okay. So even when monitoring is available, where does the gap still remain?
Yes, sir. So basically monitoring tool can tell you something is wrong, they alert you, but they cannot fix it. That is the main problem. So what happened in this long sequence? The alert comes in, then someone create a ticket, it get assigned, then someone assign it to someone else, then handover has some delay. So then someone will figure out how to fix it, someone deploy it. Each step has the handover, and this will create delay. By the time fix is in production, significant time has passed. The tool surface the problem, but the getting the solution is entirely manual.
Agree. So the process become like alert, then ticket, then assignment, trials, fix,
Yeah.
and then deployment, right?
Right.
So, and almost every step in this sequence is still manual. That's the exact sequence field agent is designed to interrupt. Okay. So let's look at how it works. Now that we have looked at the problem, let's talk about how Shield Agent approaches it, right? So Aditya, you have been working with Shield Agent on your project. Can you walk everyone through how it works from the moment an error is detected?
Sure. So basically, Shield Agent connects your existing logging platform, such as Splunk, Grafana, to your Git repository. So we have the API which is logging somewhere, and its Git repository. We are going to create that pair. So no rip and replace. It work with what you already have. Once connected, it monitors the log continuously across all the register API pair, not on demand, always on. So when error is getting detected in the log stream, Shield Agent analyzes the context, make the classification if it is a business error or it is a technical error. If it is a business error, such as the configuration issues, incorrect data from the upstream system, something that is we don't record code fix. So Shield Agent create an incident automatically for that and route to the support team. The developer don't get paged here, and the right people get notified. On the other side, technical error, if it is a code defect, that such as the transformation failure, connector issues, Shield Agent create the temporary branch from the production branch. Mainly, it can be main branch. Applies the code fix and raise PR with the that main branch, production branch. So nothing merge without your approval. You need to provide approval first. You need to review the change, and you review, you approve, it merge. So same process as the any other code change we generally do. So every decision is getting logged, every action is traceable here. The war room movement was we described earlier by Anoma, mainly the pressure, the shortcut, the rollback. Shield Agent eliminate everything by giving you the structured, auditable path to resolution.
Thanks, Aditya. Isn't it really cool? Okay, so the
Yeah,
important thing here is that Shield Agent doesn't bypass the development process, right?
right.
So
We need to
it helps
provide approval.
agree, totally agree, yes. So it actually helps automate the investigation and preparation of the solution, right? While keeping the final approval with
Right,
the team. Okay. So it's not like it's in the hand of God or in the hand of AI, right?
right.
Okay. All right. Rather than continuing to describe it, let's see how it is working. Okay. Aditya Anuma, let's see it in action.
All right. So before we are going to the actual demo, let me quickly tell you like what we are going to do today. So we are going to create two errors, basically business error and the technical error, where technical error required the code fix, and in the business error we are expecting the ticket to be get created. So no war room. Let's see what actually happens here. So Anuma will be helping here. Anuma, can you just share your screen?
so that we can move on with the demo.
Okay, so this is the Shield Agent dashboard. Let me quickly explain what it have. So we have the system of observability dashboard here. You can see the top monitoring pairing, awaiting the Git merge auto fix shift, and they escalated to the incident. This gives you the at a glance picture of everything Shield Agent is watching and what's happened across your API state. Anoma, you set up the pairing for your project. So can you just walk us
Yes.
everyone how it works?
Okay, sure, Aditya. So, new pairing is how you tell the Shield agent which API to monitor and which Git repository connect to. So, after clicking on the link button, you get to the registering a pairing. So over here you can see that you can select monitoring source. Right now we are using Grafana, but it can be any point and an or a local file. You can use existing credentials or you can add new credentials over here. So right now I'm going with the existing user credentials. Second step would be to connect to the Git repository and selecting the Git repository. Third step is to review the API and the Git repository and the branch name that is being temporary branch that is being created, and then you can create the pairing. So let me quickly show the Git repository and how the code also looks in the Anypoint Studio. So this is the Git repository uh, that we're using for this demo purpose, and this is the code in the Anypoint Studio where we have a choice router which will route to a, a transfer message and another to a flow reference. So the transfer message will trigger a technical error, and the flow reference is for triggering the business error where we are attempting to send a payload to the Redis and we will get back a Redis connectivity issue.
Okay, so quickly, let me quickly explain you the log pipeline. So we can see the API pairing here where status is currently clean. So there is no recent error Shield agent have detected. We do have the review system also here where we need to select auto commit or review required thing, because Shield agent can directly commit to your branch before asking you. So for that we can set it as the review required. We do have the schedule here like 15-minute, 30-minute continuously. It will check after each 15 minutes. So let me quickly just run it to do the fresh cycle. Along with the run now, we do have the disable button, so that pairing will get disabled. Details where we can see all the previous runs, and we have the remove. Now in the incident tab section, so whatever business related error we will get, so that will be get placed here. So whatever incident tickets we have related to configuration, related to connectivity, where no code fix is required, but the operations team need to check, so that all tickets will get placed here and we can get it in a single place. Let me quickly go through you the assistant part. So here we can ask the whole integration related health or specific integration related questions, such as what error we got in past 24 hours, what is any, if there is any error we need to worry about. So we can see everything is there. Show me all open incident right now, and it is providing me all the details, proper details. So now, Anuma, can we just quickly create the technical error and show us
Yes,
create
yes,
technical error?
Agastya. So in the postman right now, I'll be removing this name field, and we'll be sending this request to the API that we have developed, and you can see the error that is populated over here. So we are getting a mule expression error along with the error description that the name field was required and the value is sent as null. So the concatenation has failed. And if we go back to the log pipeline, and I'll run the shield agent right now, and so I'm triggering it manually.
So meanwhile, Anuma,
And
can
you
you show
can
the
see,
graph panel like if we have the error there?
yes, yes. So let me refresh, and you see the error has been caught, and you can check the details over here. It's the same details that we've seen in the
Right.
postman. Let's go back,
It is running. So
and
what
it's
kind
still
of
running.
resolution we can expect here, Anuma? Like,
So what I'm expecting right now that you'll be able to see the root cause
mhm.
uh, of this error and a recommendation that the shield agent will give as to how this error can be resolved or fixed. That's what I'm expecting right now. And yeah, let's wait till the run is
Will it
completed.
auto commit
And
it, or like it will wait for our approval? Okay, so
so,
we have
yeah,
the result.
yes, like I said, the error is awaiting approval as you can see on the top, and it has also recommended a fix which is adding a default empty string, so that if the name field is not passed or removed it completely, it can still, the code will still work. And it's, so you have an option to regenerate with feedback or you can approve and commit directly. So that's what I'm doing right now, and till it is getting committed, let's check the root cause which is mentioned. So this is actually the root cause that we've seen in the postman as well. So payload.name was empty. So that resolved to null and hence the error. Okay, so it's
Oh, I
committed
can
and
see
it's
it have raised the
classified
PR
as,
as well.
yes, it has raised the PR and classified it as a technical error. So for a technical error, fix is implemented and it can be committed to Git. So you see the PR status over here, the comment, which shows the root cause, the fix that was applied, right?
Right,
And it has also created a temporary branch from the main. And this is the fix that was applied. You can check the file.
right.
Okay. So let's go back to the dashboard.
Okay, so you have done
Correct.
clean run here. Okay, with no error.
Correct. Right. So the PR is awaiting for merge, but
Mhm.
there's no new error. So I'm confirming this PR merge and yeah, let's go back to the
After
dashboard
next
and check.
cycle, this count will awaiting merge will get
Yes,
vanished, right?
yes, that's correct. After two successful runs, the PR
Okay,
status will change on the dashboard. So right now you're seeing this.
okay. So we are creating business error, right? No.
Yes, now we are creating the business error and I've made Redis store as true so that we
Mhm.
can check out the business error and I've added back the name as well. So let me send this request and
As you mentioned, we are attempting to store in Redis, right? You
yes, we
just
are
mentioned.
attempting to store in Redis, but as you can
Okay,
see, we get a error which is for Redis
connectivity.
connectivity. And what has caused the error is that what has caused the failure is, let's go back to the code. Let's go back to the Grafana and check. So
Hmm.
yes,
You can see
you can see the new error has been
connectivity. Right,
populated
right.
in Grafana as well. And let's also go back to the log pipeline and do a manual run again to see if this error has been caught by the shield agent.
Okay. So this time, what will be the difference? Like what I can expect?
So, uh, when I'm saying this is a business error, it is a business error because the host name is not mentioned in the property file, right? So
Okay,
that is something that has to be corrected manually, and then that error is going to be
okay,
resolved, right? So, like you see over here, the
right,
issue has been mentioned, the root cause you can see over here. Also, a recommendation has been provided and the incident number is noted.
right,
This
right, right,
error has been rightly classified as a business error, right? And you see
right.
the
Yeah.
root cause
So,
is that the placeholder value is not has was
mhm.
not changed.
Right. So I have one question here. Like for
Hmm.
business error as well, it is checking code, right? Like
Hmm.
doing fix. Similar to
Yes,
technical error. For that as
correct.
well, it is like checking code and then saying this is the business error.
Yes, yes. And you can see in the
Okay.
incident tab right now, we've populated it with the Shield has agent
Right.
has populated it with the incident number, the classification, the root cause, the recommendation, and also which component has failed. You can
Right.
also
Right.
see more details on the tab. So with multiple uh, other such errors, there will be this is just a single incident right now that we are showing, but there could be
Right.
multiple incidents, right? So
Right. And this
yeah.
is the exact triage problem I described earlier. Without shield agent, someone would be reading the log and trying to figure out whether this is a code fix or configuration problem. So shield agent made that determination automatically. So Redis host is not configured. That's it simple. We need to just replace it and
Yes, that
it
needs to be
will be
replaced.
good again. So can you just explain the assistant part?
Yes, so moving on to the assistant, there's already a you can see that there's already a few pre-populated questions, and
Mhm.
let's select one of those. So assistant helps us understand the health of our existing API estate. So right now we are just having one API that it is going to inform us about if there's any incident. So you can see the incident related details like the ID, classification, the number of occurrences, root cause, and recommendation. Let me ask one more question about the errors that have happened for this particular demo API. Ask away. So, so the assistant will get back to you with all the details of the errors that have happened so far. Yes, as you can see, this is the number of errors that that have happened for this particular API, and they have been listed with the causes and other details for that. And so we're asking for which error is more worrying. It's correctly
Right.
pointed
I
out
generally
about,
use this question when right.
right. So this is like pointing out which is the more worrying error and which should be prioritized first. So that's giving you
Right.
that answer right away without you having to go through the logs by yourself manually.
Right. Right.
Okay.
So just to quickly summarize, we check the dashboard, we see the pipelines. This is the logging pair where we manage everything here. Then we have the incident tab where we will get all business related tickets here, and the assistant, which is providing us overall health of the integration particular API. So this was all about the shield agent.
Thanks, Aditya. Thanks, Rama. All right. Okay, let me quickly summarize what we just saw. So we intentionally created two errors on a live API. The errors look different. They had different root cause, and the shield agent handled them in a two completely different ways. And the important part is there was no manual trials required in either case. Let's start with the technical error. We tried the mule expression failure. Shield agent detected the error, analyzed the relevant code, and correctly classified is a technical issue. It then created a separate branch, applied a proposed fix, and raised a pull request with the full context. So now the developer job changed from spending hours investigating the log and preparing a hot fix. Okay. Now just to simplify reviewing the proposed change, validating it, and approving the merge. Now let's look at the business side. In this case, the Redis host was not configured correctly. Still, it detected the problem, understood that it was not a code defect, and automatically created an incident. That incident included the root cause, the affected component, and a recommended action. So the developer didn't need to pull into the issue, right? The correct team received the correct information without unnecessary war. And finally, we use the assistant to bring both situations together. With one question, we were able to see the complete picture across the API and the whole environment. No search through multiple log files, no switching between different tools, no manual time to connect all the information. Right? It's awesome, right? Aditya, you have been using this AI assistant in your regular project work as well, right? Beyond the scenarios we demonstrated today, can you tell us how you use it to understand an overall health of your integration?
Yes, Saurabh. So when I want to check the overall health of my integration, I don't go to the logs. I just open the assistant and ask, are there any error across my APIs I should be looking at right now? And it give me the immediate answer, which API, what kind of error, how many time it occurred, not a raw log entries. I need to check the actual answer I will get, and I can worry about a particular error if I need to work at that instant. What I find most useful it is like watching all my pairings at the same time. I can ask about the recent error, check the fix status, pull up incident history, and also surface patterns. So if same error keeps recurring, connector is degrading, it flag that before it become a bigger problem. So before checking the integration health meant opening multiple tools and piecing the together the picture. Now it's just one question. If something need to attention, I know in the seconds.
That's really the shift we are talking about. Moving away from log investigation and moving towards proactive intelligence, right? Instead of
Right.
searching for a problem after somebody reports it, the team can understand the health of its integration almost immediately, right? Aditya, let's take a look at the chat also. Do you have any questions from the audience?
Yes, Saurabh, we do have few questions. Let me quickly pull up one. Okay, so does it work with the existing API already in the production? So that is the question.
Okay, so let me answer this question. So yes, it works with your existing production APIs. You just need to register the pairing of any existing API. There's no changes to the API itself actually. Shield agent just reads the logs and connects it to the existing Git repo. You can have it monitoring an existing production API within minutes with this setup.
Okay.
Okay. Any other question, Anoma?
Yes, I can see there's another question. What happens if Shield agent raises a PR and the team declines it?
Okay, so if the decline fix get escalated to incident automatically. So if I am not happy with the fix and I declined it, the incident will get created. It doesn't get dropped because at least someone need attention on it. So the incident happened with the context, what was the attempted and why it was the decline. So the team has the full picture of it.
Great.
Right. So there's another question, which is how does Shield agent know the difference between a business error and a technical error? So would you like to answer this?
Yeah, sure. So see, it analyze the error content against the code and the configuration, right? So a code defect, wrong logic, missing transformation is technical. A configuration issue, incorrect data from upstream, environment setup problem, those classify as business. The classification improves over time through lessons memory, right? So it's not like just it's detected one time and okay, it's just finalized, right? It
Right.
keeps on learning, right? It has its own learning curve also. All right, that's bring us to the end of the today's session. Thank you everyone genuinely for taking the time to join us. What you saw today wasn't just a conceptual presentation, right? Skilled agent detect the errors, classified them, prepared a fix where a code change was needed, escalated the issue where a code change was not appropriate, and gave us a complete view of integration health throughout the assistant. This is something we are using in real MuleSoft project work. And when you look at the Flow agent and Chill agent together, they support the whole complete integration lifecycle. Flow agent helps team build APIs correctly and consistently from the beginning. Chill agent helps keep those APIs healthy once they are running in production. So one helps you build and the other helps you operate and maintain. If you have any specific use case in mind, maybe a recurring error pattern, a monitoring setup you are currently using, or a scenario you would like to see demonstrated, please reach out to us. We would be happy to have a conversation and show you how this could work within your own integration environment. You can connect us using the details on the screen or use the booking link to schedule a working session with our team. Once again, thank you everyone for joining us. Special thanks to Aditya and Anoma as well for walking us through the scenario and the live demonstration. Have a great rest of your day, and we hope to see you again in your next session. Take care, everyone.